What's up guys, Freezy here. Reverse 1999 Global is about to launch, and in this video I'm gonna quickly talk about early game team building and some tier list. I played the game on Chinese server for a little over a month, got to the end game and found it very easy and boring, so I dropped it. The game is very easy once you reach later parts of the game, only the starting week is a bit confusing. And hopefully this video will help you get on the right track as quickly as possible, so let's start right away. First, let's go over some basics and team building. Every character has 2 skill cards and 1 ultimate card. Some characters have 2 cards that both deal damage, while others only have 1 card that deals damage. So ideally, you want to focus most of your resources on 1 main damage dealer that has 2 attack cards to maximize damage. Team building is very simple in this game. All characters in the game can be put into 3 categories: main damage dealer, support damage dealer, and healer. In most stages, we can have 3 characters on field at a time. For the most part, you want to have 1 main damage dealer and 2 supports in the team. If the enemies do a lot of damage, then swap out 1 support for a healer. In the late game, it is sometimes more efficient to run 2 main damage dealers. But for the early game, we don't have the resources to raise that many, so 1 main and 2 support is the way to go. Now let's go over each type of characters next. So let's start with the main damage dealer tier list on launch. If you plan on rerolling in this game, the only character that makes a huge difference is Regulus. She can petrify enemies. So in a turn-based game, making your opponents do nothing is the most powerful effect we can have, so she is the only game changer. Some of the late game stages and bosses are immune to crowd control, but for the most part, Regulus dominated the game for quite a while. The difference between the other damage dealers are not that big. Some are a bit stronger like Centurion, but it's nothing a few more level ups can't fix. Now there are 2 special cases on the main damage dealers. First one is Regulus. She has 2 attack cards, but due to her talent, she is best played as a secondary damage dealer. But if you didn't get any good main damage dealer, she can do okay. The other is Charlie. She is a 5-star, but if you pulled 3 extra copies of her, her skill upgrade is very strong, and she can do more damage than most 6-stars. Now let's go over secondary or support damage dealers. These characters usually have 1 attack and 1 support card. We usually use their support card first to increase our damage output, and only use their attack cards once they are combined into higher levels. So typically, they don't contribute as much damage as our main damage dealers. None of them are game changing, and some of them are very situational, so overall, not too important to have for the early game. The standout character for this list is this girl. She is a 5-star and I don't know how to say her name in English. She has a strong defense down debuff, and her ultimate can delay enemy ultimate skills to buy you more turns. She makes the early game a lot easier, but she's not a game changer like Regulus. Lastly, here is the healer tier list. Not much to say on this one since healers are only required in some stages. The reason I put Balloon Party at the top is because of her healing scales with HP percentage. Other healers have their healing scale with their own attack stats, so you need to level them up more to be effective. But Balloon Party can function at lower level. Her percentage damage negation is also very helpful against bosses. Oh, and if you are unlucky and pulled New Babel as one of your 6-stars, I recommend starting a new account. She is pretty bad. And that's it for this video. Reverse 1999 is a relatively simple game. Most characters are playable, so just slowly raise your characters and you'll do fine in most content. The game has no PvP, so no need to rush progress in this game. Some of the later released 6-stars are a bit stronger than the characters we have on launch, so don't use all your resources. Save some for the future. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.